Introducing the TPA-EAC-4R, your solution for testing audio return channel ARC and/or HDMI, Ethernet channel, HEC, equipped, HDMI 1.4 source, and sync devices. When used with the 882EA, the new test point adapter enables you to emulate devices that support HEC and ARC functionality. The 882EA initiates, interacts with, and monitors the CEC bus, and controls the HEC and ARC circuits of the test point adapter. Alternatively, you can manually control the test point adapter under force mode conditions, either through the front panel knobs or through a graphical application provided with the 882EA. Operation is simple. Two knobs on the front panel. One for emulating a source to test a sync, and another for emulating a sync to test a source, enable you to set the mode to match your application. The mode settings specify whether the 882EA and test point adapter will respond to the device under test through its CEC core, or whether the test point adapter will operate in standalone mode without the 882EA CEC support. For standalone applications, the mode knob settings specify whether you are testing HEC and ARC separately or together, and for selecting ARC single mode versus common mode. Audio return channel test applications. Audio return channel sync tests with the 882EA. You can test the audio return channel in either single mode or common mode. When testing an HD TV support of the ARC, the test point adapter accepts an HDMI 1.4 signal with ARC from the device under test and converts it to a SPDIF audio signal on an RCA connector. The SPDIF audio signal can then be connected to an external third-party digital audio analyzer or the 882EA for parsing and validation. The 882EA controls the ARC circuits of the test point adapter using CEC commands. Audio return channel source tests with the 882EA. For testing an HDMI 1.4 equipped AV receiver's support of the ARC, the test point adapter adds SPDIF audio from the 882EA or other SPDIF source to the received HDMI. The test point adapter then transmits the ARC to the AV receiver, where it can be evaluated. The 882EA controls the ARC circuits of the test point adapter through the ARC control commands. Audio return channel sync tests standalone without the 882EA. When testing an HD TV support of the ARC, the test point adapter accepts an HDMI 1.4 signal with ARC in either single or common mode from the device under test and converts it to a SPDIF audio signal and places it on an RCA connector. The SPDIF audio can then be connected to an external third-party digital audio analyzer. The ARC mode is set by the front panel source knob. Audio return channel source tests standalone without the 882EA. For testing an HDMI 1.4 AV receiver support of the ARC, the test point adapter adds SPDIF audio from a Quantum Data 780 or other SPDIF audio source to the received HDMI. The test point adapter then transmits the ARC to the AV receiver, where it can be evaluated. The ARC mode is set by the front panel sync knob. HDMI, Ethernet channel, HEC test applications. HDMI Ethernet channel sync tests with the 882EA. For testing an HD TV's support of the HEC, the test point adapter accepts the HDMI output from the 882EA and combines it either with a ping message from the 882EA or an Ethernet stream from a third-party Ethernet source and transmits the HDMI 1.4 video with HEC to the sync device under test. The 882EA controls the HEC circuits of the TPA through CDC commands. HDMI Ethernet channel source tests with the 882EA. For testing a source device's support of the HEC, the test point adapter accepts the HDMI 1.4 signal from the device under test and converts it to an Ethernet stream on an RJ45 connector for connection to a third-party Ethernet protocol analyzer. The 882EA controls the HEC circuits of the TPA through CDC commands. HDMI Ethernet channel sync tests standalone without the 882EA. For testing a sync device's support of the HEC, the test point adapter accepts the HDMI 1.4 signal from the device under test and converts it to an Ethernet stream on an RJ45 connector for connection to a third-party Ethernet protocol analyzer. The HEC mode is set by the front panel source knob. HDMI Ethernet channel source tests standalone without the 882EA. For testing a source device's support of the HEC, the test point adapter accepts the HDMI 1.4 signal from the device under test and breaks out the Ethernet onto an RJ45 connector for connection to a third-party Ethernet protocol analyzer. The HEC mode is set by the front panel sync knob. Passive monitoring of the audio return channel and the HDMI Ethernet channel. For passive monitoring between a source and sync device that support both HEC and the ARC, the test point adapter bridges the Ethernet stream and the speed of audio from its source side to its sync side. You can then tap into either or both of the Ethernet or SpeedIF audio with a third-party Ethernet and SpeedIF tools to monitor the content. The HEC and ARC modes are set by the front panel knobs. The Quantum Data TPA-EAC-4R. Your solution for testing HDMI 1.4, HEC, and ARC equipped source and sync devices.